Hey, I'm Jason Small, and here with Brian Atkins and Dave Smith, the We Know Dirt podcast. We're here in the second week of December, talking about a few listings that we've got still available. Great hunting farms. We're kind of coming towards the, I don't know, I guess it's really the mid two-thirds point in the deer season, I guess, in Missouri. But we've still got some great hunting farms out there for sale. You know, if you're out there looking, hey, the lease didn't work out this year, got kicked off the lease, or 40 acres isn't big enough for the 7 guys to come hunting with, we still got some stuff available. You know, I think things are turning around a little bit. I think interest rates are going to start slipping and sliding down here. You know, the first of the year, the election's over with, people can all breathe a little easier, I guess. So one that, you know, you would talk about, you've got a big Lynn County farm down there with a cabin on it that's a really nice hunting farm with income too.
It is, and it's actually one that it has not been listed that long. We ain't done a podcast since we listed it. It's only been listed here a couple of weeks.
Too busy. I can't get anybody in here to do anything for deer season.
Yeah, but it's a 220 acres. It sets up really good. Like the key aspects the first time I went on the farm that really just jumped out to me. You got blacktop access on the west. Brand new hunting cabin right there on the west. All utilities, all amenities, internet, you name it, it's there. But what I like so good about it, level B road on the north side and east side.
Pretty private.
Real private. So only the landowners are using it. There's no rock on it. If for any of you that don't really know what a level B road is, it's pretty much like a souped up four-wheeler trail, ATV trail. But most of the time it's no traffic. It's just landowners that use it. And then there's a nice gravel road to the south. So you've got access on all 4 sides of this farm. And it's one of those that lays out big timber draw with fingers come off right up through the heart of it. Got roughly, I want to say it's about 140 acres of row crop on it.
Farmers you got some cameras hung on that thing?
Yeah, we've had some cameras going. Good deer. There's a few deer stands on it, but it honestly, it's got a brand new hunting camp on it that the owners, they had a 3-bedroom layout for it. The lumber's there to do it, but right now they've just been staying in it without studding up the walls.
Just
so they've got it finished out, the shell. It's nice, big open floor plan, but pretty much it's 2 buddies that they're getting older, and they've had the farm here for a few years, and they come up from down south to hunt, and they're just one of them's at the time where life's took him in a different manner.
Yep.
And, you know, that's why but they decided to build that new hunting camp. And then, you know, life just changes sometimes, but it's a really good farm. I mean, it's a really, really good-looking farm.
And that's probably the biggest thing looking at a lot of these farms. And you can have a good farm, but access is so important. I mean, important. And the access on that farm is great. I know I looked at it. It's been a while, but I've been on that farm at one point, and, the access is phenomenal.
You literally.
And for people that don't level B, if you're Missouri boys, that's a dirt road.
Yeah.
And Missouri boy.
No rock on it.
No rock. So when it's muddy, it's going to be muddy. I mean, it's foiler and side by side. You know, you're probably not going to take a pickup down it when it's muddy. So you don't have to worry about so much. You know, people are always concerned about, you know, road hunting, poaching, things like that. And I don't think that's as big a concern on that.
It's literally one of the only farms that I can think of here in the last 6 months that I've seen listed or that we've had that you truly can hunt any wind direction. Mm-hmm. Any wind direction, period. It doesn't matter.
Well, and this year especially, we sat there. How many days we talked? Like, how many days is this damn wind going to blow the south?
I ain't joking. And more east winds than what we've ever seen.
East and south, which it's been pretty steady west here the last week or two. We haven't had the temperatures we need to go. Anyway, getting off on killing deer. But, and then your Harrison County 80.
Yep, the Harrison County 80. I swear we've come so close. We've been really, really close with it. It's a heck of a farm, and I've got pictures from the neighbors. So we had that big drop tine deer over there from the start.
He's a stud.
And literally the neighbor. Now, everybody always wants to know what kind of neighborhood it's in or who their neighbors are going to be. I can show you pictures where the neighbor passed this deer. And personally, I thought the deer was 5.5. Personally, I would not have passed the deer. I'm just being honest.
Well, we know how you are, Brian.
Yeah, but he sent a picture. He passed the deer at 3 yards, literally 3 yards. And it ain't you can dang near count the whiskers on him. And so people want to know what kind of neighborhood. That tells you what kind of neighborhood it's in.
Trying to grow giants.
Yes, but it's grew. It's been good deer on camera over there all year. A lot of deer from year to year that the owners had. and it's one of them. It's got a good farmer in place. What I really like about that farm, now it is north access, but it's a big hill that goes up off the paved road there. You can't see any of the farm from the road. None. It's 100% secluded. And once you get to the top of that hill, it's just gradual going all the way down. And it's one of them that's a real good farm to add to somebody's portfolio or to somebody that's only one or two people needs to be hunting. And it's got great income on it.
Something to add on or get
Yeah.
started. Be a great starter
Yep.
farm too. If you're looking to get started, want some income to help pay the interest on it and stuff like that. That farm would be great. And you definitely hunt. You could probably gun hunt two people on there. It's really kind of set up one or two guys.
That's what I've told everybody that I talked to. And like I said, we've come really, really close on that farm. Like, we've had good offers. We've been right there together, just so close together that a piece of paper wouldn't fit in between it. But hey, it's one of them. Call us. Let's talk about it. And then we still got. Now we did end up getting that 180 in Davis County. We got it sold. The last part of it, we ended up splitting it. Sold the 60 off. The 120's fixing to close here early January. But then I've got that 85 left in Appanoose County. Mm-hmm. And that 85 is pretty much a straight hunting farm. There has been some timber took off of it a couple years ago, select, but there's still some timber value left. But it is just it's a straight hunting farm. There's an easement to get into the farm. But
it's deed recorded utility and access easement.
And access, something that I've never personally seen, which years I've been in it, but it's one that it allows for utilities to come through, not just access, not just ingress, egress.
Yep. So you can use it like, it's yours.
You could build a house in there if you want to.
No problem.
And there is a pretty place to build one or a hunting camp, but it's over there. It's literally some of the same deer that's on my personal farm over there. I mean, that's how close it is to me.
A lot of deer, a lot of deer in that area. I mean, which southern Iowa, and hey, the thing is people think Iowa, it's not all created equal, to be honest with you, as far as how the deer, the herd numbers and stuff like that, especially with the way EHD's hit in some areas in Davis County and Van Buren County the last couple of years. There's some spots it's hard to come across a deer. But that I know that in particular, you're 68 over there. I know that there's a lot of deer on that farm.
A lot of deer. It's a good hunting farm. I'll tell you, the seller, the gentleman that's selling it, he lives up in northern Iowa, and they've had it. It's been in their family for 50 years. Mm-hmm. But him and his son come down just for a weekend to bow hunt. Come down first morning. He doesn't run trail cameras. I've had cameras on it this year. And I had some good bucks on camera, and we keep updating them to the website and Facebook, all social media. But they come in, his boy got in the ladder stand, killed a 150-inch 10-pointer right there in the first 30 minutes that he was there. And it was his first bow buck.
Did you set the stand up for him,
bro? No, I did not. That's old stands that they've had there for years. But now, I will tell you, one of them, I hung a trail camera right there at it. I mean, it's in the right place.
Yep.
It's in the right place. And but so that's kind of what we're working on as far as Tyler and I go.
We've got that. We've got a couple too. We got one in Knox County in 80, and then a 107 in Adair County. The 107 in Adair County is a super nice little hunting farm. It's got a cabin on it, one bedroom, one bath. Kind of open style cabin on it. It's got a loft as well, so you could definitely sleep, 3 or 4 people there if you wanted to. It's almost all hunting. There's a little bit of tillable on it. They do some swapping on the tillable and leaving food and doing some mowing and stuff with the farmer there, about 7-8 acres, something like that. There's a nice clover plot. I've got a couple cameras on it. I've got some nice deer over there, pile of turkeys,
Don't that one have, ain't there like an old tractor or something that comes with it?
Yeah, there's an old tractor and mower, and I think there's a side-by-side that he would even throw in on the deal. There's a dry storage container, I think it's a 40-footer, locks up good.
One of them Connex boxes.
Yep, dry storage, so you can put your stuff in there. There's also a garage on it that he keeps the tractor and stuff in, but for the smaller things you want to lock up tight, that's it. So it comes along with that. But nice, good access on that one too. I mean, there's some of the farm lays on the west side of the road there, so you got good access on the west. I think there's 20 acres over there. And
Which
the rest of
that 20 acres though, like that's not. you really need to look at the aerial of this farm to understand. Like that on the west side of the road, it backs up to some major timber, sets up for west and north wind. There's a place over there where you could leave food, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Like it's one of them. It would almost, in a way, give you access to maybe some different deer than what it would on the east side of the road.
You could say that. I mean, the deer cross there quite a bit, but you could potentially see some different stuff. It's a really neat little farm and priced really well, to be honest with you. Just need the right person to step in there and want to have a place to come and hunt. And it does have electricity. The water is a cistern system with rainwater cistern. He's never had any problem with running
you
out.
got a place like
I
that,
have
don't
a
you?
rainwater cistern. Works great. You know?
Yeah. It's not a big negative by any means. I don't know that he cooks with it, but he showers with it.
yeah.
One thing you do know, it ain't got no chemicals or nothing in the water like the chemical water that we get.
That's a fact.
I
It's
just
fresh.
bought one of them 5-gallon water containers, for coffee water and stuff, and my guys get along great.
How far would this farm be from that 160?
It's probably not real far. I'm as a crow flies, I'd have to probably 6-7 miles.
So it would pair good. Somebody looking,
Yeah, about 160 acres. It would.
looking different deer herds, but right there within 20 minutes of the hunting camp.
Yeah, and and a little bit cheaper ground compared to you get over here, Scotland County, Adair County, Clark County, Knox County, Scotland County. I mean, stuff's a little higher. You get over towards Adair, you can buy stuff in the high 3s, low 4s still.
Add more acres on.
That's a fact. The other farm we have that we still have available, and it's another one that we've come so close. The 107 I've come close on a couple times. But the 80 acres in Knox County, it's a killer hunt. I mean, I've told Dave we've had it listed for 6 months now, and again, kind of went through that period there where everybody's locked up tight, commodities are low. It's a kind of a tweener farm. It's got 57 acres tillable, but it's got the big creek that goes to the north end of it, and we hung a camera on that thing. And I'm telling you, in the first 3 days, I probably had 5 different.
I thought it was the first hour and a half.
Well, it was that night. Night we had. But I'm saying the first 3 or 4 days, whatever it was, we had 5 or 6 different mature deer on that camera. And which I said from the beginning, where we'd put that in the north end, where we put that stand. I'm like, right here's the spot, and hey, that's where we put the camera, and that's where they were at. Got a little pond on it. Got 57 acres tillable. They got $165 an acre last year. We actually have a showing on it tomorrow at 1. I remember that, but so it's a super nice little farm. It rolls a little bit, but it's been taken care of. They have good waterways on it. It's not washed. You go in there and hunt a couple guys on it for sure. You could hunt a guy on the north end on the creek or 2, and then you could hunt somebody on that south end on the southeast corner of that farm. And it's it's down there north of Newark. I mean, that's another big deer spot. There's always big deer killed down off in that country. Newark, Bethel, down in there.
I don't think you got bored sitting in there in the rifle stand. I'd say you have one down pretty quick.
No, it wouldn't take any time. So it's going to pay a little bit better. Then utilities are a little farther away from that one. It wouldn't be the ideal building spot. It could be done. It's about a quarter of a mile west right there is where that house is. You could bring them on in there, whatever that would cost. But we still have some inventory and stuff is moving. I mean,
Phones picked up a lot since the election.
The election and the sun's going to come up on January 21st, no matter who's president. But I think
I think it's going to shine a little brighter this January 21st.
That's a fact. That they interest rates, I think, will start to tick down, and I think we'll start to see some more activity in the market. I think it's everybody was on a little bit of a hold, so get going now because this stuff is going to start moving. We've put 2 or 3 farms under contract here. In the last, a couple weeks or whatever, the 178, a 293.
Got some that we're working on now too.
Yeah, your 120 and the 60 got closed, and so there's quite a bit of stuff, and there's some things in the works. So if you're still out there looking, it's time to get after it. I think before because they drop rates, these prices are going to continue on.
That's what I was just fixing to bring up. So like what we've watched the last couple of years, this ground just kept going up, up, up. Interest rates come down, down, down. And it kind of peaked right there for a little time period. And then once interest rates started going back up, the ground's come down some, not near what it would get back to a couple of years ago, but it's come down some and still sold. So if you're sitting here and you're thinking about it, you might want to just look at it here before these interest rates fall, because I promise you, as soon as they fall, it's going to do.
Yeah,
it's
gonna
that
it's
same thing.
plateaued and maybe dipped 6-8%. You know, I would say is what's probably done, and it's really, I don't even know if you at this point we could say it's even really dipped because sellers are sitting strong and they're not selling and buyers are just more cautious and you know, most of the stuff we've done has been 1031 or cash. There's not been a lot of people borrowing money, but you know, why would you want to at 8%? So as soon as that money you know, that interest rate ticks down and guys can start getting some better deals on stuff interest rate wise, I think these prices will at least come back to strong and maybe tick on up just a little bit. So,
you know, like you always hear say, marry the property, date the interest rate. That's what you always do.
You can always refi, you know, when you get when it drops down a little bit. So that's kind of what we have going on here. The second week of December 2024. It's gonna be 25 before you know it. It's crazy. But if you guys are interested, you can check our website out, www.weknowdirt.net, or you can give us a call, 660-465-2971. We'll see you.